This is another one of those stories where I just feel like I have a moral obligation to remind you guys that there is cringe incoming. There is a large amount of cringe, and if you're susceptible to cringe, just be aware. And I want to make sure that everyone is strapped in and prepared and subscribed if they're new. And let's call today's subscriber who submitted this story, this quite a story we got. Let's call him Sam. So this happened when Sam, the subscriber, was in 8th grade, and this happened around 2017, 2018, and this is when the whole wave of SoundCloud rappers really just blew up, and it was super mainstream and super popular. And basically, there was always like at least one kid in your grade who like had a SoundCloud rapper phase where he thought that since he mumbled over a beat that he was going to become the next Lil Sam. I don't know, man. Sam never had that phase himself, but you know what I mean. Like, it'd just be little insert adjective and bam, he would have millions of dollars, all the women ever, definitely not a bunch of rented out cars or anything. But this all happened to Sam as well, because one day he was in class. And in this class, there was this kid who was kind of known as the spoiled kid because his parents made a lot of money. And remember, I don't care if your parents make $1 or 100,000 trillion dollars. Well, actually, if they do, hit them up. Tell them that they can always give me some money. It's all good. I'm an open invitation. But anyways, I don't really care as long as you act like a normal, decent human being. I think that's fair enough, right? But this kid, really, it just went to his head. And just the fact that his parents made money, the fact that he hit the genetic lottery kind of went to his head. Wow, probability will eventually favor you. Like, congrats, dude. Nice. But anyways, this kid was kind of a jerk from the start. But after this day in class, he was kind of known as the jerk, right? And because sure enough, one day, Sam is in a history class, right? And he comes in and he is a class with the spoiled kid. And we're just going to call him the spoiled kid. The spoiled kid walks in with a little bit more pomp and swagger in his step today. He's just a little bit more arrogant than he normally is. And, Sam just wasn't totally sure why, but he didn't think anything of it. Maybe his dad got a raise and they're getting their 3rd swimming pool and their 17th mega mansion. I don't really know what's going on, but sure enough, right now, Sam walks in. And Sam's just trying to mind his own business, and this kid comes up to him and is like, "Sup, Sam?" And Sam's like, "Sup, dude?" Remember, Sam and the spoiled kid don't really talk to each other. They're not really friends. Obviously, they know of each other's existence because Sam's in kind of a smaller school, but Sam just doesn't know who this kid is. He's not friends with him. And he just comes up to him, and like maybe Sam is thinking, oh, maybe he's trying to become friends or something. It doesn't really matter. But the next thing that the kid said, he's like, "Dude, I'm freaking blowing up on SoundCloud right now. Bro, you know Lil Pump? He's going to be old news when it's coming to me." And Sam's like, well, what's your username? Like, what's your, I don't know, your SoundCloud rapper handle or whatever? And the spoiled kid, brace yourself. The spoiled kid said that his super hardcore gangster rapper name was Baby Big Money Little Dog. Is this some, like, ABC balloon, like, is this some kind of, like, is this some Coco Melon type beat? Like, what? Are you serious? You expect to have any kind of quote-unquote street, I mean, you're a SoundCloud rapper, let's be real, but imagine being like, yeah, this is my boy, Baby Big dude, I can't even say it with a straight face anymore. Let's just call him Spoiled Kid. I'm not even going to refer to him by his SoundCloud rapper name. And I think his handle was different or something because the subscriber felt confident telling me that without thinking it would leak any information. I think like he deleted his page and wiped himself off the internet because he was so embarrassed. But anyways, right? So Sam is trying to hold his composure because this random, like, spoiled kid just said, yeah, man, I'm blown up on SoundCloud. My name is Baby Big Money Little Dog. Dude, I can't even say that. I can't even say that with a straight face. God. So anyways, Sam's like, well, what's going on? And he was like, dude, I just got 500. And Sam's like, 500,000 in his head. And then the kid's like, streams. I just got 500 plays on my recent song. And Sam, loads up, is like, okay, like, loads up his SoundCloud profile. He's in class, so he's kind of risking it right now, but he loads up the SoundCloud profile. And it is the most garage band, terrible mic pop. Okay, I can't really complain about mic pops. I don't even use a mic. I just use my phone to record these videos. But anyways, I'm not trying to produce music, right? It is probably the worst song. It is like Lil Pump if it was like discount Lil Pump. Consider that. And, that was probably the hardest try not to laugh challenge Sam has ever entertained himself with because he was in class and he didn't want to get called out to the principal's office or just like, I don't know, got a bad participation mark that day or something. And, the spoiled kid is not noticing that Sam is trying not to just like burst into laughter, tears, I don't know, shivering. I don't even know what reaction you'd have to that kind of music at that point. And, the kid's like, dude, I think I'm just going to drop out of school. And Sam looks at him again. He's like, God, you're testing me today, man. You're testing me today, dude. And he's like, yeah, man, I think I'm going to go to Hollywood because it'd be great for networking. And it just like, I think it's time for me to drop out and pursue my passion. I mean, I'm literally blowing up right now. I mean, 500 people have streamed my song. And the spoiled kid refreshed the page. Is like, dude, it's literally 501. It's blowing up. And Sam pointed out, like, dude, I just listened to it. That's probably... He's like, doesn't matter, man. I'm still blowing up. I'm going to be so big and huge. Don't take that out of context. I'm going to be so massive. And I feel bad for you guys. Like, if you're, like, really true supporters of me, I will consider allowing you to have backstage passes. And Sam is just like, oh, my God. This kid is, like, unironically delusional. But anyways, right, it doesn't end there. It gets more cringe, and in fact, it gets even more, like, it becomes so bad that it will be difficult for me to physically read it. It is that unfortunate amount of cringe. So you guys do need to strap up. But real quick, comment spoil down below, as that is the secret word of the day. If you want to support us and support the channel, help us get to 600,000, binge watch some videos, and then comment down below if you do. I'll slap a heart in your comment and say thank you. And then, sure enough, right, the kid goes on, the spoiled kid, because remember, Sam, the spoiled kid, are all in this history class, and they got a professor who is, he's happy with what he's doing, man. He feels, teaching is fulfilling. Yeah, he's not being paid a crazy amount, but he's happy, man. He's happy with what he's doing, and that's really all that matters. But the spoiled kid doesn't see that, and the spoiled kid, at the very, kind of not the very end of class, but the last 5 minutes of class, so yeah, the very end of class, but not when the bell's rung and they're leaving. The spoiled kid raises his hand, and the teacher didn't really ask a question, so he just thought the spoiled kid had a question. So he's like, yeah, spoiled kid, like, what's up? And the spoiled kid's like, I just think it's time for me to make an announcement. I have finalized my decision. And the teacher's like, does this have anything to do with U.S. history? He's like, no, it's far more important. And the teacher's like, I would really prefer it if you stuck to U.S. history. Cut off mid-sentence. He's like, peasants around. Okay, he didn't say but he's like, it's so sad to look down at all of you guys. It's so sad because I know that you guys are probably going to live lives like this guy. And he just points to the teacher, which, like, bro, chill, dude. But anyways, he's like, oh, it's so sad. And everyone's kind of like, dude, what are you talking about? What kind of egomaniac trip are you on right now? And sure enough, right, the kid goes on to say, if you guys don't know, I'm blowing up on SoundCloud, and I'm about to be rich, famous, and surrounded by babes. Oh, yeah. And everyone's just so shocked and confused right now. They just have legitimately no idea of what's going on. They just have they're just not able to, like, perceive the nonsense that is kind of like penetrating their skulls right now. It's just they just can't figure out what's going on. And understandably, I mean, I think I'd be a little confused as well. And he's like, I have an announcement. And he stands up now because he's been kind of preaching from his chair. Now he stands up. He's like, I will be going to Hollywood tomorrow. And you guys will watch as I blow up. And if you guys are nice to me, and in fact, you do exactly what I say, then maybe when I'm famous and I'm on stage, I will give you backstage passes, which I know for whatever profession you guys will go into, you wouldn't be able to afford normally. And at this point, right, Sam is sitting there just like, did this kid just, like, get a piano dropped on his head and no one noticed? Because this is not the words of a sane, normal man, right? These are not the words of a normal person. God damn, like, what? What happened, man? And sure enough, right, the teacher is just, what's the teacher supposed to say here? Like, okay. So at this point, right, the spoiled kid has been going on a maniac ego trip for the last 5 minutes. And then the bell rings. He's like, guys, this might be the last time that you see me before I see you from a different angle. That angle being I'm on stage performing with all the babes and all the money, and you're in the crowd, the very, very back row seats, because you guys are probably not grateful enough for me to give you front row passes. You'll be in the very the very, very back. You will actually probably be so far out that you didn't even get tickets, and you're just trying to leech off of me. You're trying to freeload, and you're standing in a big pile of mud, rolling around like a bunch of little piggies. And at this point, right, Sam's like, oh my God, this kid has gone off his rocker. Oh my God. Uh-huh. And the kid stands up. He's like, good day, everyone. And he walks away. And everyone, like, the bell is rung. So people normally, get up their stuff and they walk out and they thank the teacher. Everyone's sitting down. No one gets up. Even the teacher, like, who is standing, proceeds to go and sit down and just thinks. And then the teacher's like, well, class, because the teacher needs to break the silence. Like, the bell rung, guys. You're allowed to go. Like, that's fine. You're allowed to go. And he's like, we'll discuss. I'll deal with that. I'll deal with whatever just happened. I'll deal with that. Don't worry about it. So sure enough, right, as soon as everyone gets up, it is a buzz of chatter because everyone's talking like, oh my God, like this kid's blowing up. I haven't heard anything about that. And that's when Sam, because the spoiled kid had apparently only told Sam because I don't know, maybe he just chose someone randomly to like test out his act on or whatever. And Sam is like, starts hearing these conversations and he interjects. He's like the spoiled kid told me about it during class. And sure enough, right, Sam pulls up his SoundCloud profile and he shows that his recent and his only song, by the way, has 501 plays, which means ever since like Sam watched it, no one else watched it. He's not blowing up. And someone's like, wait, is this kid's name Baby Big Money Little what? And everyone is like, all right, let's start streaming it. So everyone starts listening. And probably at this point, Sam was getting or the spoiled kid was getting an even bigger ego boost because he just got 10 streams, bro. He's blowing up. And sure enough, the next day rolls around and you know who isn't there? The spoiled kid. He's not there. And Sam is like on his Instagram account and he follows the spoiled kid on Instagram because you just follow people that you know. And he sees that the spoiled kid has changed his profile to like a creator profile and it says artist. And his caption is literally like his profile says like blowing up, see you in Hollywood. And on his story, he sees like Sam sees the ring around the profile photo. So he clicks on it and that means that there's like a story on Instagram, which you should follow my Instagram. It's in the description and submit stories there. I'm making an email. I'm just being lazy. I'm sorry. Kind of busy. Anyways, though, he clicks on the story and he sees that the spoiled kid is looking up flights to LA on his computer. So he's just skipped class and he skipped school and he's like looking at like flights to LA on Google, and he's putting that on his story. And at this point, like, Sam was like, all right, he's either, like, lying, which, spoiler, he may or may not have been doing, or he's actually getting flights, and he's gonna go. So Sam, like, starts, like, showing this to other kids, and other kids follow him, too. And then one kid says to the teacher, I think the guy, because, like, teacher was taking attendance, he's like, oh, spoiled kid isn't here. And someone's like, I think he's going to LA. I think he's getting flights now. And the teacher's like, well, is he really, like, blowing up? Is he actually, like, obviously, he's being a big jerk yesterday, but is he actually blowing up? And someone just responds, no, he's not. He's not at all. The teacher's like, oh, well, that's going to be embarrassing tomorrow when his parents, get a call from the principal that he skipped school today and that he's forced to come in. Make sure to be not too cruel to him. And then the teacher kind of looks at them and is like, well, I mean, a little bit of cruelty might be deserved and might be good for him, but not too cruel, guys, and kind of gives a smile. And sure enough, the next day rolls around. And you know who shows up in class? The spoiled kid. And the thing is, right, the spoiled kid is like, as soon as anyone walks in, he turns at them, looks at them, and is like, the life of music, it was such a cool, fast life. It was just too much for me, man. Like, I'm not going for materialistic things. Women, music, money, crowds, fame. It's just not for me, man. I just kind of came to a revelation. Like, even though I was totally blowing up, I think I'm going to retire from the music game. And everyone looks at him. It's like, all right, buddy. And the thing is, right, this kid really did come for the teacher's life. Really said that, like, you're going to end up like him. And pointed right at the teacher, which is, that's pretty disrespectful, man. So sure enough, the teacher, when he comes in,